Hi, this is Antonino Secchi. I'm right here at another episode of the podcast with GC Orthodontics Exchange. I'm very happy to have two great orthodontists today, Dr. Middleton and Dr. Neely from Illinois. They practice together, and we're going to be talking about how they became orthodontists and how they do what they do and how they love it, what they do. Nice to meet you,
Nice
Dr. Middleton, Dr. Neely.
Thank you.
So can you please tell me a little bit about your background, how you decided to be a dentist and an orthodontist, and how you end up practicing together? Where would you start first? No problems.
Well, I'm from South Carolina and grew up there and born and raised, and my dad was a ENT surgeon, so I grew up kind of seeing him with his patients and having my friends see him for their tonsils and adenoids and things like that. So I got interested in, kind of that patient relationship and working with kids. And then like so many other people, you get braces and, you love the process and love the result and everything like that. So I pretty early on decided I wanted to do dentistry and wanted to do orthodontist from the start. And my dad was very encouraging because, with medicine, there's not as much of a work-life balance. He had to be on call a lot and, miss some things. So he always said, go to dental school, don't go to medical school.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, actually, my dad is a surgeon too.
Oh, really?
And he was the same way. Like,
yeah.
You're going to have a better life, as a dentist, orthodontist than a surgeon.
Exactly, exactly. And he still is practicing, loves his job, but it's definitely a better work-life balance. So went to dental school, and then I practiced general dentistry for about 5 years. And then decided to go back to orthodontics like I had originally wanted to do. And I'm so glad I did. It was hard going back to school, but it was worth it. Did you
practice in South Carolina?
I didn't. I met my husband right after I did dental school in South Carolina. And then I did like one of those 1-year residencies in AEGD. I did that in North Carolina. And that's where I met my husband, who's also a dentist. And he's from Tennessee. So we actually, South Carolina, North Carolina, lived in Tennessee for about 5 years. And practiced there. And then when I wanted to go back to school, went to St. Louis and then found Miss Bethany here and it all worked out from there. So
nice.
Yeah, crazy where life takes you sometimes.
I know. Where in Tennessee were you?
I'm sorry?
Where in Tennessee?
It's in Lebanon, Tennessee is where he's from and where I practiced.
Okay.
It's about 30 minutes outside of Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, not a bad place to have to live either.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. What about you?
So I had to do like a project for a junior high career paper or something, and you had to choose somebody to interview that you thought maybe you would like that career. And so I interviewed my uncle, who's a general dentist, and really was intrigued. And I was always kind of his little, assistant when my sister was getting a lot of dental work done. Like she had so many baby teeth that needed pulled, and I was always the assistant or whatever. And so he just kind of took me under his wing. And I knew from an early age that was one of the careers I really liked, but something in healthcare. And so after college, going to dental school, I was pretty set on general dentistry, and I wanted to do dental mission work. I had done several mission trips in high school and college, and so that was kind of my MO. And I did a study abroad my last semester of college in East Africa, working with a dentist there.
Oh, wow.
And so nice. I was set on, I was going to go to dental school, go back and, do mission trips. And I was partway through dental school when my uncle said, stop shadowing the general dentist. Like, go see my buddies. You're going to love what they do. And so I went down the street to shadow the orthodontists, and they became my mentors. And it was the second half of dental school where you're in the clinic and you're doing the day-to-day. And I just really loved the ortho.
So you knew that you wanted to do that.
It changed my whole plan. And it was kind of a tough decision because as I was in dental school, my husband switched careers and became a dental student as well.
Oh, wow.
And so we were like, we're going to both be general dentists. We'll probably practice together. And as I was finishing and deciding on ortho, it was like, gosh, if I go to ortho and you're still in dental school, we're doing long distance marriage for 2.5 years. It was probably the toughest decision to make, but we decided, we had been married for 4 years by the point where I went off to residency. And so we'll just make it work. You know, we won't regret this decision because we had spent so much time kind of weighing out the pros and cons and said, we'll see each other, we'll get together, you know, fly every other weekend, and we'll get through this. And we did. But I love my career, and so grateful that we were able to make that work.
That's a great story. So. How did you guys end up working together in Illinois?
Well, so she was already practicing at our current practice, and I got into St. Louis University, and oddly enough, my husband had met a general dentist in Springfield, Illinois through a CE course, like a year-long CE course, and they had become friends, and he had been like peppering him to come and see Springfield and eventually buy his practice. So when I had decided I wanted to go back to school, he said, well, we could get into SLU, then, maybe we could do sort of a long distance. It's only an hour and a half drive. So we just kind of decided to take the plunge, and I went back to school, and he started with that practice in Springfield. And his partner had said, there's an orthodontic group that I think the older orthodontist is going to be retiring soon, so maybe that would work out. And just shadowed them a couple of times, and we hit it off, and it kind of was a God thing, just worked out.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys have one location, or?
We have two.
Two?
Yeah.
So you split time in between them, or you work at some point together in the same office?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're together every Tuesday, which is great. And then throughout the week, because we have a third partner as well, and so he gives us a hard time every time we come to a course that's based for women. And we said, you can come too. But he and the two of us kind of rotate through the satellite office, and we're always present. Somebody is in our main location. So,
I see. And you guys share the patients, or you have your own patients? How that works?
Yeah, we have like our assigned patients, but we definitely see each other's, especially for like emergencies, a broken bracket and things like that. But for the most part, we have our assigned.
That you diagnose, a treatment plan, you start the case, that kind of, you're going to be seeing that patient through the whole treatment, is that right?
For the most part. And we always present it to patients as, if you need to come on a day that doctor's not here, they're on vacation, or it, doesn't work with your schedule for that appointment or whatever, we're happy to accommodate that. But we do try to kind of see our patients start to finish as much as possible.
Yeah. So. And regarding the flexibility of orthodontics, are you happy with that? I mean, regarding the family, kids, or you just have kids? And
I have three.
Three?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that was part of, going into the dental field, that ability to be in the healthcare profession, but go home at the end of the day and still have a family and have that balance was so important. I think ortho is even better than general dentistry. We talk about, a hard day in ortho is a great day in most other professions.
Yeah, I think that we're blessed.
We are
definitely by what we do. Yeah. What about in your case? The same thing, pretty much.
Yes, doing general dentistry for 5 years. It's tough. People aren't really jazzed to come see the dentist all the time, and you hear that, I don't hate you, but I hate going to the dentist, and it's like, okay, I've heard that 15 times today, but that's all right. And I personally, I liked what I did, but it was a little more stressful, like doing a root canal and then hopping into a crown and then doing an extraction. I like with orthodontics that you can do one thing and do it well, and you've got your philosophies and all of that you kind of can practice every day consistently. So that makes when you are done at work just easier, because you're not stressed, worried about the next day, and you can enjoy the time with your family.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think bring more stress? Because we have some stress too. I mean, sometimes dealing with the staff members, which is not easy these days. Also parents sometimes, or adults. Do you think that those two things are pretty much the most stressful thing that you have, or is something else that I haven't thought about it?
Yeah, I think, if we were just bending wire every day, or,
doing just the clinical
doing clean checks or whatever. Yeah, that part's fun. And the the retired doctor who was my mentor always said, you can teach a monkey to do orthodontics. It's the person behind the teeth that you're treating, or the mom behind that patient, or dad, or whatever. You're dealing with the public, and you're managing your staff, and you're time managing and everything like that. And when you're in a busy practice, you're juggling all those things in your head just as much or more than, where does this tooth need tip or torque?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's very demanding, I think, in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
So regarding philosophies, so you guys do also a large percentage of aligners in your office. How do you see that kind of in the last 2 or 3 years? Because I heard a lot that some offices have seen a decline in aligners a little bit, and maybe more braces, or you're still, would you see any difference?
I feel like I've had some patients really say that, like, on TikTok they saw the braces,
Oh,
and they want to do these colors, and they've already researched everything from TikTok, so they already know. So I do feel like braces are kind of having a more resurgence.
Although I feel like in our community, in our area, they've never gone away. Like, it was never like, braces are a thing of the past. Like, it's always been there. And I think, especially in our community, there's somewhat been a bias of like, oh, you could never do my case with aligners. That would have to be a braces case, right?
Do you guys practice more in a suburb or in the city?
Well, it's a city, but it's not a huge city. It's the state capital, but it's not like super urban.
So you see a lot of kids, I imagine.
Kids and adults.
An adult.
But I think it's a pretty decent balance. We always tell patients, these are just tools we use to move teeth. So whether it's clear aligners or braces, what we're doing is, the same. It's just a different way. You're either pulling the teeth or you're pushing them, kind of. So, and I think when you give it to them like that, I always say, you can choose your own adventure here, and there are pros and cons to both, for sure. And so how does it fit into your lifestyle? Are you wanting something that's on all the time? What kind of personality type are you? Are you very type A and you're going to follow the regimen? Or are you like, oh, today I wouldn't have worn my aligners, but since the braces are on, I got to have them on.
Yeah, that's true. So what you said about the social media, it's really, a lot of kids, they see so many things. They come with all these questions. The parents, they think that they know everything. I have this girl who came already, and I said, today we're going to start with rubber bands. And she said, I've been using already. I said, oh, no. How have you been using rubber bands already? We never... So, my friend gave me some at school. We saw a video, and I using this from here to here. I said, are you kidding me? So,
wow.
Yeah, the social media. 15 years old, wearing rubber bands. So I also understand that you guys, they've been using for a few months the CCO at your office. So what do you think? In the last few months, are you happy with it? Any kind of thing that you've seen it?
So we've been using self-ligating brackets since well before I even joined the practice, which was 12 years ago, but they were using the GAC self-ligating brackets way, for a long time. So that product and that self-ligating system has always been something we've...
that you've been aware of it and using it.
And our staff is very familiar with that. But going to when you lectured... And I saw your prescription, I was like, that's what I've been looking for over the last decade, is just seeing kind of the anterior torque was my favorite. And so, we talked about it, and it's like, I think the biggest thing was transitioning to it and demarcating, like, these are the old prescription, this is the new prescription.
I know.
Because then if you have a case that's like uppers are bonded and you're bonding the lowers, which prescription are we in? We got to make sure that we don't switch it up. So, but no, I think we're liking it.
We like it so far.
We're liking it.
Okay, good.
Still new. I think May 1st is when we made that switch over.
It takes some few time to get more used to it. The big thing is like if you have your staff on it, that's a good thing, because they don't like to change very much. Sometimes we want to change, but they it's good. Any there's so many females right now in dentistry and in orthodontics. Any advice to new graduates that you guys have? I know that a lot of people are graduating right now in many schools and they're joining DSOs, which is kind of fine. Do you ever do that, or you suggest to maybe do that at the beginning and then switch to maybe a private office? I mean, what would you think, or anything that comes to your mind in those kind of scenarios?
Well, so I did that 1 year AEGD, and then I did join with a Heartland practice. And that's where I was for those 5 years. I had a great experience with it, and I learned a lot. I started out with another doctor there, and then she ended up leaving, so I was the sole doctor there, and did a lot of dentistry. I learned a lot. It was great. But I think it all just depends on the office that you get in. So, everybody could have a different experience, but for me it worked out. But, I do really appreciate being able to make all of the decisions with my partners and in a private practice as well. The student loan debt is crazy now. So there is that benefit of, just making money right out of school with a DSO, but I think you financially are going to have a lot more opportunity if you do your private. Yeah. It's hard with the student loans, and it's just a hard market now. And, it's tough. It's not the same as it was, for our mentors that,
Yeah, and everything. You guys are way younger, but when I graduated back, let's say 2000, around that time, even to go to the bank and ask for a loan to open an office, and then to buy a car and to buy a house, it was just, okay, here you have it. Yeah, then after 2008, forget about it. Now it was completely different. So you need to have a lot of kind of effort to get a loan, to get all these things. So people are just looking for different venues.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's evolved a lot, and I feel like it's not slowing down. Like it's the student debt load is getting greater, and then just inflation and everything else. So I think that is something for a new grad coming out and considering a career in orthodontics specifically. Like, I would never say to not do it, because I love what I do every day. And so, when you have a patient who then wants to shadow you, it's like, yes, I think we're the luckiest part of dentistry. And I do love what I do day in and day out. But I think considering, you've got undergrad, you've got dental school, you've got residency, it's my friend and I, when we graduated, her dad was an orthodontist, and he said, "You're a mansion in the hole. You've got to climb out of this," and it's doable. But I think also it's really important to live below your means and to live in such a way that you aren't. Yes, you're a doctor, and there's a mentality that comes with that. I've worked my tail off to get to this point, but riding that out a little longer. Not overextending yourself to where you're just comfortable living in debt and climbing out of that faster. It's that snowball effect. It's okay, you'll make it and you'll get there and it'll be great, but kind of pay your dues a little bit along the way, and
you still can be happy.
Yeah.
It's not you need all these kind of huge expectations so quick to be happy. You still can be happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your kids will be happy too. They don't need, they don't know. When I was a resident, I have 3 kids already.
Yeah.
And we didn't have any money, and I don't remember my kids complaining. They have fun as long as they see you happy and your mom happy. They were happy.
Yeah. Money doesn't buy happiness.
Yeah. So anything that you like to do outside the office? Hobbies or anything?
I love to travel. That's probably my favorite thing to do, and always has been, even before I had money. So in school and whatnot, and I think that's just one of those things that you can't take away from somebody's life experience and seeing the world. It's a big world. There's not a lot of time we get here, so seeing it, experiencing people and cultures, and broadening your horizons, eating good food.
Nice, yeah. Any specific place that you've been that is very exotic, that is not the typical place that people go?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, doing a study abroad in Uganda and Rwanda was kind of, off the beaten path a little bit. We just took our kids to Iceland a couple months ago, and that was really pretty awesome to, let them see that. But
how was the weather?
it was really great.
Nice.
We went in the summer, and so you get that midnight sun, and just saw the whole island. It was amazing. You got the fire and ice, so
that's in my bucket list
really,
for sure.
You got to go. It's a short flight too. It's not bad.
I know. We had everything planned. I mean, I met with a dentist who actually went there with the family, and we had all the plan, and then it didn't just work out. I mean, it's kind of hard. We end up going to Colorado. I love it. Colorado.
I mean,
I love it. But I wanted to go to Iceland and see that kind of raw. I mean, so maybe next year we'll see.
Yeah. Get it on your
calendar. We need to do it. Yeah,
absolutely.
What about you?
Same. I love to travel too. Being in Illinois, most of my family's still in South Carolina or Tennessee. Love to make several trips a year to the beach in South Carolina and visit with them. And I live on the lake in Springfield, so that's nice to be outside. And I've got 2 small dogs that are our children right now, so 2 little miniature dachshunds. So just spend time with them and my husband and read, cook, all kinds of little things.
Yeah. I asked about Tennessee because have you ever heard about Windrock?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, what is it?
That is it's a small town. I don't know what part of Tennessee, but it's probably an hour and a half from Asheville too.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's another city. I forgot the name of it. But this place is really known for off-roading. And I go once a year to do mountain biking there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's becoming almost like the Mecca in that part of the United States for mountain biking.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Windrock.
Very nice.
Very interesting town, interesting people.
I love it. Good people watching and everything, too.
That's
so neat.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's probably not a place that you will find really easily in the map, but it's tiny, but super cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
So, let me see. So, by the way, with the CCO brackets and all that, have you also been experienced about the wires? You use the initial wires and then the 2020, or how? What's your wire sequence that you typically use?
We're pretty standardized, which I think is great in a big practice with multiple doctors where the staff kind of know what comes next. So we always start off with like a round NiTi, and then we build into the 2020 usually at that second appointment. And then kind of let it cook. And then we try to get into like a 1925 resolve or a 22 slot. And then that's a lot of times our finishing wire.
Okay.
Unless we've got like spaces to close, and we'll use like a stainless steel closing loop. Or if I'm finding a lot of friction or bends aren't playing out very nicely with the resolve, then I'll switch sometimes to, or you're just struggling with a deep bite, the stainless is nice to.
So it's good to have that the standardization. I think it keeps a lot of the, I mean, I always thought about that. If there's one thing I don't want to try to think about it, is the mechanics. Because I mean, we need to deal with so many other things that, as you said, to go back and spend all day thinking about how I'm going to move that tooth is just very tiring. So to have protocols and to have the mechanics, hopefully kind of as simple as possible, so you have time to do other things in the office that will be more time consuming. Yeah. So, well, thank you very much. I mean, we're getting to the end of this. But I really appreciate you guys taking time to come over and speak. Great stories. I wish you the best in your future career. You're young, so just starting it. So and I truly think that the past, the present, and the future of orthodontics is still great. And so thank you very much, and thank you also GC Orthodontics Exchange. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah.